Tweet lies. Trump tweets have become increasingly impotent, but his lies are getting bigger by the day. President Donald Trump lies via tweets have become more audacious since Election Day and his loss to President-elect Joe Biden. Trump continues to push baseless claims that Democrats rigged the election, among other disinformation, as he refuses to concede. Weeks have gone by, and no evidence of widespread fraud or irregularities have been discovered, and the Trump campaign's legal challenge have resulted in multiple losses in court or failed to alter the outcome of the election in any states. Trump's tweets are becoming increasingly impotent. He's yelling louder than ever, but fighting a losing battle. President Donald Trump's tweets have never seemed more feeble and desperate than right now, even as his lies grow bigger by the day. Throughout his presidency, Trump has wielded his Twitter account like a political sword. Trump's tweets have moved markets, put pressure on GOP lawmakers to bend to his will, and exacerbated a slew of domestic and global crises. But since his loss to President-elect Joe Biden in the 2020 election, Trump's tweets have become more and more impotent. Trump is becoming increasingly irrelevant. Former Secretary of Labor Robert Reich, a Democrat, tweeted on Monday. Yes, he still poses a threat, and we must remain vigilant. But for the most part, we could ignore his tweets and petty outbursts. Reich added. Trump and his tweets are already drifting into irrelevance. Larry Sabato, director of the University of Virginia Center for Politics, tweeted on Sunday. Biden also refused to be unfazed by Trump's barrage of tweets, describing the president's refusal to concede as mere embarrassing for the U.S. than debilitating to his ability to move forward with the transition process. So recent polling suggests many Republican voters have been swayed by Trump's baseless claims of mass voter fraud. No amount of all cap tweets falsely claiming the election was stolen will succeed in overturning the outcome. America's democracy is far from infallible, but the U.S. electoral process has proven to be a relative immovable force when up against the relentless tide of Trump's disinformation. Trump may have eroded numerous democratic norms while president, and research shows he pushed the United States in an autocratic direction, but he has not succeeded in killing American democracy itself. There's absolutely no evidence to back up Trump's unsubstantiated allegations that Democrats rigged the election against them. Department of Home Security last week released a statement calling the 2020 election the most secure in the nation's history. Election officials across the country representing both major parties have fervently rejected the notion voter fraud or irregularities impacted the outcome of the election. An international delegation invited by the Trump administration to observe the election applauded the way it was handled despite the challenges presented by the COVID-19 pandemic. Leaders across the globe, including major democracies and key U.S. allies, have overwhelmingly accepted the results of the election and congratulated Biden and Vice President-elect Kamala Harris. This includes world leaders considered to be closely aligned with Trump, such as Turkey President Recep Tayyip Erdogan and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Trump's campaign, many legal challenges to election results have resulted in multiple losses in court, and so far failed to alter the outcome of the election in any state. But Trump continues to carry on as if tweeting nonstop and escalating the scale of misinformation he spreads will change the result. I won the election, voter fraud all over the county. Trump falsely declared to his 89 million followers on Wednesday morning. Most of Trump's post-election tweets have been along the same line, uniformly detached from reality. Virtually every recent tweet from Trump has been flagged by Twitter for containing misleading information, including tweets that have attacked Republican officials who contradicted the president's groundless voter fraud claims. Even as Trump tweets increasingly fade into irrelevance, they do not come without consequences. Americans are continuing to contact and die from COVID-19 at an alarming rate. Trump's time spent on Twitter spreading disinformation is time lost coordinating with Biden on how to mitigate the spread and distribute a vaccine. And a recent study conducted by political science researchers from Stanford and 5 other universities found that exposure to Trump tweets that undermined the legitimacy of the 2020 election erodes trust and confidence in elections and increased beliefs that elections are rigged among the president's supporters.